Commerce City family is making sure their 10-year-old daughter's legacy lives on long after she's gone. Grace Baca was in her mother Megan's car when a driver rear-ended them in Commerce City in October 2022. Grace died that November. To honor her, next Sunday is their third annual Grace Baca Memorial 5K. Her mom, Megan Baca, is here to tell us more about it, as well as Grace's friends. We have Tatum and Hadley. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we get into the Memorial 5K, Megan, if you would, just tell us a little bit more about that crash a couple of years ago and those horrible weeks that followed that.
Yeah, so on October 8th, we were rear-ended, and Grace was transported to Denver Health, Flight for Life, and she stayed there for about 5 weeks before she passed away on November 11th. And it was the hardest, most difficult day of our lives, and it sticks with us every single day, and we do everything we can to honor her moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, what you are doing is so amazing and so important. So we have some photos of Grace, if we can share those now. Look at that face. Hadley and Tatum, I want to know, what was Grace like? Tatum, let's start with you, girl.
She was just very funny and just a good person and really fun to be around, which made it nice to be her friend.
Yeah, you could tell in those photos that she's got a big personality. Hadley, what about you? What was Grace like?
She was very silly and outgoing, and she was everyone's friend.
Yeah, you could totally tell.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Just the way you guys are talking about her, I'm sure it just means so, so much. So we also have some photos from the race from the first 2 years. It supports the Grace Baca Foundation. Mega, how did the Grace Baca Memorial 5K start, and how has it grown over the last couple of years?
Yeah, so we started our foundation shortly after Grace passed away, February of 2023. And it started off just wanting to provide dance scholarships to young dancers to support their dance education. And over time, I learned about Grace's traumatic brain injury. That's what she passed away from. And so we really support survivors that have suffered from a traumatic brain injury, and there's not a lot of resources out there, so we provide resources and financial supports to those who are traumatic brain injury survivors or families who have lost a loved one to a traumatic brain injury. Had Grace survived her injuries, she would have needed long-term care, which would have required me to quit my job and make our home handicap accessible, which is a financial strain on families. So we want to be able to provide that support to those who have survived those injuries.
And Megan, this year you're taking it one step further. You're also honoring Brooklyn this year.
Correct, we are, yeah. So Brooklyn and her stepfather were in a motor vehicle accident about 5 months ago, and Brooklyn passed away from a traumatic brain injury, and her stepfather, Brian, who's no longer with us. So we are honoring Brooklyn. We have a volleyball in our shirts, our 5K shirts, that have Brooklyn's numbers 47, that represents Brooklyn. And a portion of our proceeds will go back to Devin and her family.
Yeah, that's amazing. Just, extending it even one step further.
Yeah.
Hadley and Tatum, I want to ask you this question. How does it make you feel to honor your friend Grace's legacy? Let's start with you, Hadley.
Honoring Grace's legacy means to dance for me, and it makes me feel like a part of her is with me always.
I love that. Tatum, what about you?
So honoring her legacy is important because I don't want her to be forgotten, and having the shirts and stuff from the 5K and wearing them everywhere makes me feel like everyone else knows who she is now.
And I'm sure you can back that up, Megan.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, having them here with me today and having their support over the years means so much to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's show you what this is going to look like here. We want to show you all of the events. Maybe take out your phone, take a picture of this, just so you have all of the details for the third annual Grace Baca Memorial 5K happening next Sunday. So make sure you've got it, because you can still sign up, right?
You can still sign up, yes, and we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a foam party at the end, so it's put on by Foamsational Fun, and a lot of good vendors and sponsors that will be there. So very excited. It's going to be big.
Yeah, great way to honor her. I mean, you can see she just lights up the screen in all of the photos that we shared. Megan, Hadley, Tatum, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.